Tonight on NXT UK, we've got the Iron King versus the Bomber versus the Irish Ace versus the Kiwi Peewee in the Fatal 4-Way match for the #1 contendership for the WWE United Kingdom Championship. Say that 5 times fast.
That.
Gentlemen, raise your beverages. This is an NXT party.
Support, no DQ.
Welcome everybody to the NXT party for episode number 46 of NXT UK. I'm your host, the Rated R reviewer, Stephen Osborne, joined as always by the General Jerry Slaughter.
Good morning, wrestling fans.
And tonight our special guest is the Holiday Christopher Mace. How are you doing, Chris?
Doing good, y'all. Doing good.
From an undisclosed location
Yes.
in the middle of the woods somewhere.
Chris Mace coming from who knows where.
Parts unknown.
There we go, parts unknown. So tonight's big story is the main event, the Fatal 4-Way match. This is going to determine probably Walter's next opponent. I really don't see him facing anybody else and losing the title before said person moves into the title picture. I'm guessing this is going to be our main event for Cardiff.
Yeah, I would say so.
We start off the night with a promo pack for this match in particular. It shows the journey of all 4 participants to get to the match. Short journey, 1 match apiece, but still, they did have to qualify. Our first match of the night, though, is The Hunt.
Yes.
Love these guys. They haven't had the best win-loss record. I think they've got 1 of each as a full-fledged tag team as The Hunt.
Yeah.
By the way, they are no longer Jay Melrose and
Mike Hitchman.
There we go, Mike Hitchman. It is just Wild Boar and the Primate.
Yeah.
Collectively,
I like
The Hunt.
I like it.
Yeah, they don't need 7 names in between them, including The Hunt. They just Wild Boar and Primate works. They are facing Tyson T-Bone and Saxon Huxley.
Wonder how this match is going to end.
I honestly didn't know, because both of these teams kind of seem like jobber teams, and honestly, either one could have won at this point.
Yeah.
But I was hoping that the Hunt would get another victory under their belts, and they look like a team that could be built up here.
You know why that is?
Because they are a team that could be built up?
They have matching tights.
Yes, there you go. And not the same tights. You know, the Wild Boar is wearing a singlet, whereas Jay Melrose has got trunks on, but they match very well.
He's looking more and more like Taz by the day.
Yeah, he's definitely getting into this Primate character, and as evidenced by some of his moves in this match. But as always, before I break this down, we're going to go to our special guest. What did you think about this opening match, Chris?
I like the Hunt. I think they're one badass team. I want to see them do more with them. I actually like them a lot. Really impressed with them, and I actually liked the match. It was a good squash match, but I liked everything they did in the ring.
I wouldn't really call it a squash match.
They put up some offense, but just the boring offense, because Tyson T-Bone is an extremely boring performer.
Yeah, he is, and most of the offense for their team was Tyson T-Bone.
Yeah. Well, there's meat and potatoes, and then there's overcooked meat and potatoes, and that's what Tyson T-Bone is.
Yeah, I think the coolest move that I saw out of that team, they did a double drop kick, or that is a dueling drop kick, 1 apiece at the same time to Mike Hitchman probably.
Yeah, it was to the Wild Boar.
When he was sitting on the mat.
Because Primate ended up getting hot tagged towards the end of the match. Because almost all punishment given in this match was to Wild Boar.
Yeah, a couple of minutes of beating down Wild Boar, especially Tyson T-Bone, and then Primate gets the hot tag. He comes in with a lot of flurry of offense. He does that mat slap clothesline that I love. Not because it's a clothesline, but because of that Primate mat slap he does, where he just, boom, like you'd see a gorilla or something do. And he comes into the clothesline, and then Boar gets into the ring and runs to the other corner, and then comes back with that inverted cannonball senton that he does in the corner.
Like I said, that mat slap clothesline is an awesome setup move for that senton of his.
I just wish he ended it with something other than a clothesline, but it's fine.
Yeah.
It's not about the move, it's about the setup.
Yeah.
We get a tag into Wild Boar. He comes in, and they do this move that they've been slowly perfecting, the pop-up German, where I believe it's Wild Boar pops him up, and then Primate grabs him in midair and German suplexes him. From the angle we got during the match, it didn't look so hot, but the replay angle looked great.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's these guys' fault on that move. It's the camera guys. But anyway, that didn't actually finish the match. We got a different finisher out of these two. They went up to opposite corners, not corner to corner, but on the same side. They went up both to the top and came off with diving headbutts. Dueling diving headbutts for the 1, 2, 3.
Support, no DQ.
What did you think about this opening match, Jerry?
I thought it was a great opening match for the night because this is the second hour of the second night in Glasgow, so it was like right in the mid card, and it was a good mid card match and getting a little bit more steam under the Hunt, which is nice, at the expense of Saxon Huxley and T-Bone, which doesn't matter at all, really.
Yeah, I was gonna say I wouldn't say at the expense because they're cheap.
Yeah, pretty much. I got paid.
Yeah.
I still got paid.
Yeah, the look on Saxon Huxley's face after the pinfall just looked like he's trying to remember he's getting paid good money for this.
It's like there's defeated, and then there's defeated.
I've worked my entire life for this. So, still a good match though. I enjoyed it. It was relatively short, but it was great for what it was.
Yeah.
The big storyline here was after match. We had the Hunt celebrating on the stage, and out of nowhere, Mark Coffey and Wolfgang of Gallus attack.
Yeah.
And they lay them out.
Yep.
And then they walk over to the table and they start yelling at Vic Joseph and Nigel McGuinness, saying, it's going to get real dangerous around here.
Yep.
Because we are good at this. And then they pose. And I think it was Nigel that said maybe this is just, foreshadowing for the end of the night, but we'll get there.
Yep.
Up next, we have a announcement. Next week, we are going to get the match that we thought might be a little bit further away, but apparently not. Ilya Dragunov versus Joseph Connors.
I don't get that at all.
We got one promo out of Joseph Connors calling out Ilya, and then nothing out of Ilya.
What happened to a good build, Have Dragunov have at least one other opponent, have Joseph Connors out on the ramp at least watching him.
Or as we suggested, have him on commentary.
Yes! Save Vic Joseph and Nigel McGuinness.
Please, God, somebody save us from Vic Joseph and Vic Jysel. That's what
Vic Jysel.
Save us from Vic Jysel. So, after this, we get one other announcement. We are indeed getting another NXT UK takeover that is in Cardiff, and it will be on August 31st. And looking forward to it. The first one was phenomenal. Hopefully we can get Aaron to do the review for this one with us as well. Another 1,000-view video, maybe. After that, we have our second match of the night. We do only get 3, but the main event is that Fatal 4-Way match. And the show is actually only 48 minutes long. It goes by really quickly.
That match holds a lot of weight to the point where literally it holds a lot of weight.
Yeah, actually.
So,
other than the Pee-wee.
Yeah.
The Pee-wee buzzsaw.
See, that works either way. The Kiwi Pee-wee, the Pee-wee buzzsaw.
I like it.
Yeah.
So, up next is our women's match for the night. We've got Kaylee Ray, who also got a video package before the commercial break before the match. So we know who's going to win this match. Because she's facing Casey Owens.
Yeah.
And we've seen her one other time get defeated by Nina Samuels, who coincidentally was on her way through a build to pit her against Toni Storm to lose, making the champ look good. I fear this is where we're going with Kaylee Ray.
Yeah.
And I don't like it, because I really dig Kaylee Ray. As far as wrestling goes in the women's division, she's probably the best striker in NXT UK.
I'd say so.
And this match is definitely a showcase for that, because she uses a lot of varying striking moves in this match. I have one note that is the end of the match. So before I get to that note, let me turn it over to Jerry. What do you think about this match?
I'm going to go the opposite side of the coin with you on this, because we know Toni Storm's going to be defending her belt in another company against Piper Niven relatively soon here. So that's going to wear her down. And then we also, later we hear from Jenny and Jazzy, and we'll get to that after a bit. And that's going to set up for Jazzy Gabbert, I think, to probably get some sort of shot as well, or at least Jenny.
Yeah, one of the two.
And then that's when Kaylee Ray is going to strike against Toni Storm. Kyle and Bane attack Batman after all those attacks from Arkham, and that's where Toni Storm drops the belt to Kaylee Ray.
Well, call me a smark, but I've watched wrestling for over 20 years.
Yeah.
And based off of the momentum of Kaylee Ray and how it looks.
Oh, the way it's written, of course, that's the way it's going to happen. But you know,
this match is going to happen at Cardiff.
Yeah.
This is going to happen at the next NXT TakeOver. So if you can get Toni Storm against either Jazzy Gabbert or Jenny between now and then for the title and still have a build for Cardiff, great.
Yeah.
We have a few months. It is possible. But I also don't want to see Toni Storm on defending the Women's Championship on NXT UK too many times between now and then, because that's just going to water down the anticipation for that match.
Yeah.
I really want to anticipate Kaylee Ray versus Toni Storm.
Yeah.
So,
Chris, your take on it?
I like Kaylee Ray. She's like Stephen said, she's a great striker. Like I said, I like the end of the match, which is Widow Peak. I like her doing the Widow Peak better.
or the Gory Bomb as it actually is.
I like it better.
We're going to squash this right now.
Hold on, Chris.
We're going to squash this right now, okay?
Vic Joseph has been perpetuating this rumor that Kaylee Ray's finishing move is called...
No, that was Nigel.
Was it Nigel?
This was Nigel, which pisses me off even more. He's a wrestler. He should fucking know better. The Widow's Peak is a gory neck breaker. What she does is a gory bomb.
Yes.
Would a gory neck breaker make more sense with Kaylee Ray? I think it would. I think it would look super vicious. But what we have is a gory bomb, which equally effective, but not the Widow's Peak.
Yes. Okay. Now that we've gotten that out of the way, please continue, Chris.
Sorry.
It's okay.
Alright, so the gory bomb is...
Yes.
But he hit it. She hit it. Like I said, I liked it. And like I said, I don't want them having this match until the next TakeOver. They don't need to... I don't know whether Toni Storm needs to face somebody else in the meantime, because we are only in June. The TakeOver's not till August 31st. So I don't know if they need to give her somebody else to face and then build her up to Kaylee Ray. Or
like halfway through July, you know?
Do that.
Yeah, so, something to actually build up to. Which, I think that's what's going to happen. I think they're going to throw some opponents at Jazzy Gabbert and then have Jazzy Gabbert versus Toni Storm. Maybe not even for the Women's Championship. Probably just for a match for the sake of having a match to build towards Kaylee Ray.
I don't think you bring Jazzy Gabbert in as the bodyguard for Jenny and then give Jazzy Gabbert the title match. I think either Jenny gets another one or we don't see one until the title changes hands.
That's what I'm saying. It's not going to be a title match in any way, shape, or form. It's going to be just a women's exhibition match, more or less, after Jazzy Gabbert takes out probably Zaya Brookside and Isla Dawn.
Well, I'm talking about a title match because we do have essentially 3 months between now and Cardiff, and I would like to see at least one women's title match between now and then. At least one. Maybe 2 if you're not going to stretch it too thin, but at least one. Maybe halfway through July.
It's somewhere in between there. We may get Piper Niven versus Rhea Ripley.
Now, I want to mention that the Gory Bomb is not the only move that gets misnamed in this match, because twice they called a super kick a crescent kick, and it was quite obviously a super kick. Because a crescent kick usually takes the person delivering it off their feet.
Yeah.
These did not. But yeah, that was the finish of the match. A super kick into the Gory Bomb, pinfall. Who didn't see Kaylee Ray winning? Of course she did. She got the promo.
Yes.
Up next, we get a video package promo for Imperium. This basically just breaks down the last couple of weeks of NXT TV with Walter, and then we add in Eichner and Bartel. We build Imperium, and
they're badasses.
It's an NXT promo. It's great. After that, we get the aforementioned video cap of Jazzy Gabbert. This was where she came out with Jenny and attacked Zaya Brookside post-match after Killer Kelly ran off scared.
Yeah.
Because fucking duh. I mean, shit. She played a babyface briefly in the match, but, I mean, come on. She's at least smart. Get the fuck out of there.
Yeah.
This is going to lead into an interview with Jenny. Sort of an interview. I mean, Radzie's walking with her. They're just taking a walk, man. You've got Jenny, you've got Jazzy. Jazzy ain't saying shit, but Jenny's actually saying a lot. What do you think about this promo, Jerry?
This harkens back yet again for me to Superman 4, Quest for Peace. Because Jenny kind of came off as Lex Luthor, and like Jazzy Gabbert's coming more and more off like Nuclear Man, and she's doing all the talking for her and cutting a great promo, because that's what Jenny does. She destroys the ring, and she also does great promos. She's my favorite female wrestler there, and we get her pretty much saying it's like, the second she saw Jazzy Gabbert, she knew she had to befriend her, because she was not going to be on the other side of this woman.
Yeah, she says she may be the best dressed woman in NXT UK
beautiful.
And the most beautiful, but she's not just a pretty face, and she knows better, and now she has some backup, and good God, look out, because Jazzy Gabbert is huge, man,
Yeah.
and not in the way that Piper Niven is huge.
No.
Jazzy Gabbert looks like a dude. It's true. She looks like a dude. And that's not knocking her or anything. She just looks like a dude. Built like a dude, face like a dude, looks like a dude. What'd you think about Jenny here, Chris?
Like I said, I thought it was a good promo. Every time I see Jazzy, I'm thinking, dude look like a lady. That's all I keep thinking.
Looks like a
oh
dude.
Oh my God.
All I can think about is she looks like a lady. Looks like a lady.
So after this, we get an actual in-ring segment that's not a match, so maybe we can forgive them a little bit for not having 4 matches. Yeah, I think we did lose Chris. We'll get him back.
All right.
We get James Drake and Zach Gibson come out, and the best I can say here is the same thing that I always end up saying about James Drake and Zach Gibson when they come out to the ring for a promo. Zach Gibson gets on the mic, and he spends a lot of time saying a lot of stuff that equivocates to absolutely nothing. Nothing at all. He doesn't give us any information here other than the stuff we already know. They are the grizzled young veterans. They are the tag team champions. Soon to be recognized as the most prestigious titles in all of wrestling.
And that's why he does that. So you know all his quotes and everything, and like you
I didn't even say them right.
Yeah, you did.
Nope.
A lot like it. But
Very similar, yes.
About at least 76%.
So, I don't know what else to say about this. They literally say nothing. They don't say when their next match is. They don't say who they're going to be facing. All they do is kind of complain that they're being forced to walk through shitty mud.
Yeah, walk through shitty mud and into Slipknot music. That's what I'm saying. They're going back across the seas challenge to be challengers or challenge in NXT.
I don't want to see them defend the NXT UK tag titles in NXT. That is a border we don't cross. I don't mind if they go to NXT and have a match.
Yeah.
Or even challenge for the NXT titles.
Yeah.
But don't take the NXT UK titles to NXT and defend them.
Yeah.
You bring an NXT team to NXT UK where you defend them. What do you think about this in-ring promo, Chris?
I like it because it pretty much is the same shit, but they're so entertaining. They're two of damn good heels on that show. He's entertaining as all hell. James Gibson just pretty much stands there the whole time. Like, okay, I have to keep talking.
Meanwhile, Seth Green is just
good
silent as
like
always.
it.
Well, James Drake is over there like mouthing all the words. It's almost like
He knows the stick so well. He is me and Jerry when Noah's on the show doing his plugs.
simple.
I'm just a simple man and a lifelong fan of wrestling. That is nodq.com/Noah, Noah. There's not much else to say about this promo.
No, there isn't.
I think we get a commercial break right before the main event, and the main event is on its way. Here we are! We've made it to the main event.
Woo!
Joe Coffey versus Dave Mastiff versus Jordan Devlin versus Travis Banks. And I want to tell you, it is not always roses and fucking cake between me and Jerry. We were arguing at the beginning of this match because he said Joe Coffey's going to win this match, no doubt.
Yes.
And I'm like, Joe Coffey's a fucking heel. You're not going to put Walter, who just turned heel and is probably now the biggest heel in NXT UK, against Joe Coffey. Makes no sense. So you have two baby faces. You have Dave Mastiff and you have Travis Banks. Sorry.
Yeah.
And Travis Banks isn't winning this match. And Dave Mastiff is undefeated. It's got to be Dave Mastiff. But then Jerry counters. Yeah, Jerry counters. Yeah. And this was our argument. And we were sure that one of us was going to be right here.
Yeah.
I just didn't see Jordan Devlin moving up again to the title picture just yet.
No.
He did face for the title after Joe Coffey did, so...
Yeah.
Or no, was it before? It doesn't matter. I just didn't see Jordan Devlin moving up. Jordan Devlin needs to cement himself in the upper mid-card and fight for that European Championship to be brought to NXT UK. That's where he needs to win gold. But surely...
Or piss off America and come over and beat Velveteen Dream for them.
Ooh, that would be sweet.
That would be so awesome.
But surely it's not going to be Travis Banks.
Oh God, no! That wouldn't make any sense at all. I mean, he's so injury prone and away from television so much. And
Incidentally, I have a half a page worth of notes on this match. This match was really awesome.
Yes, it was.
The ending of the match, though, yeah, Travis Banks is now your #1 contender for Walter's WWE United Kingdom Championship. And fuck, I don't know what to say about that, so I'm going to turn it over to Chris Mace. What do you have to say about the main event?
Lord, I liked the main event. I thought the way it started off was good. Like I said, they went to the callback with Banks and Devlin because of their feud. They went back to that. They were showing the power of Coffey and Mastiff trying to knock each other down. And then I liked the match. Like I said, the ending was the most shocking. I would not say. I told Jerry, me and Jerry were doing this more talking about when we had our predictions, saying, well, we'll have the tiebreaker this match be if we were both going to win, and we'd have the tiebreaker. And we said, we can't do that. We both take Coffey to win. Well, I don't think anybody would have took Travis fucking Banks to win, but he did. I think it's the worst decision. That's a bad decision because there's no suspension of disbelief that Travis Banks is going to go in there and face Walter and have any fucking chance of beating Walter at all, or even having a competitive match. Walter should be able just to squash him in like 5 minutes or less.
I totally agree. If we had done a poll prior to this match, who do you think is going to win? I guarantee you Travis Banks would have been dead last.
Howard the Duck would have been added in as a poll.
Right in.
Right in.
It would have been. It would have been
Travis Banks.
It would have been somebody else.
Yeah.
Anybody else. Because if you were going to argue that Travis Banks was going to win this match, it would have been purely on the idea that it needs to be a babyface. And if you're saying it needs to be a babyface, you're not going to vote against Dave Mastiff.
No.
Before I break this match down spot for spot, there was a lot of spots I didn't get actually, but I got as many as I felt necessary. What did you think about the main event, Jerry?
I thought for a fatal 4-way match, it kept me entertained. I was able to actually, there was that feeling that anybody could win except for Travis Banks.
Well, there were a few spots in there where it seemed like Travis Banks might get the upper hand.
Yeah.
But certainly not win.
Yeah, but
not until the very end.
Yeah, so we got to see a little bit of everybody, naturally, and we got to see Joe Coffey play to his hometown crowd, which was even better, I think. Because anytime, yeah, he really feeds off the vibe of this crowd, and we get what we like to call the tuplex minimum.
Yeah, the tuplex minimum.
Out of Mastiff. That was just brilliant wordplay. So
you're welcome. Yeah, that was my wordplay.
Well, you take some of my wordplayers, like, every now and then mention it, so I wanted to go ahead and get it out there in case it slips through the cracks. Tuplex minimum. I like it.
Love it. Yeah. I've been on fire tonight.
Yeah.
I had a lot of good quips at work. Just saying. So this match starts off immediately, as Chris said, revisiting Banks versus Devlin. Banks charges Devlin as soon as the bell rings, takes him out. They roll to the outside. Immediately, they're brawling.
Yeah.
Mastiff and Joe start fighting, but they end up leaving the ring on separate sides and then challenging the other one to come meet them on their side, which was okay. It was kind of fun-ish. A little bit funny. Then they walk around the corners and they stare each other down, and there's no ring between them now, and they just take off running.
Yeah.
And smack into each other, and neither one goes down. They stumble away, and they do it again. Boom! Neither one of them goes down. And then we had Travis Banks and...
first we had Travis Banks go for a dive, and Mastiff catch him and just kind of lay waste to him.
Then Jordan Devlin goes for a dive on Joe Coffey to essentially the same thing. And then Coffey and Mastiff again run at each other. They both are going for...
cross bodies, I believe.
And they take each other out. And so, less than 2 minutes, everybody's down on the outside. Of course, nobody gets counted out. This is a fatal four-way. Let's see. Back in the ring, we get some more fighting. Next good spot, we had Travis Banks. He sets up Jordan Devlin on one side and Joe Coffey on the other in the corner. And he's going back and forth, delivering, running back elbows to either one of them. Coffey drops into a seated position in the corner. And then Devlin comes running at Travis Banks, who soccer kicks his leg out from under him, sending Travis Banks face first into Joe's crotch.
Yep.
Balls to face. And it had to hurt Joe. And at the very least, it hurt Travis Banks' feelings. This goddamn...
You mean Jordan Devlin's feelings. That's right, yeah.
Yeah. And so this is where we get the tuplex minimum. Mastiff gets in the ring, and he just starts delivering German suplexes to everybody. Holds on, delivers at least 2 to each person. Look great. Let's see. Coffey, in our next spot, he is in control in the ring, and he gets Banks in a wheelbarrow and starts spinning the bitch.
Yes.
So we get a wheelbarrow spin, and then Jordan Devlin decides to try and interfere, but no. Coffey grabs him up in an airplane. So while he's got him on his shoulders and he's got Banks in the wheelbarrow, he starts spinning again. This was fun. He stops, drops Devlin onto his back, and we thought, both me and Jerry, without talking to each other,
this would have been so great.
We were hoping that fall-away drop was going to end with a wheelbarrow suplex onto Jordan Devlin, but it didn't. In fact, he picks him up and instead drops him with a facebuster. Still a cool move, but not as cool as it could have been.
That's the kind of move you use for like a triple threat or a fatal four-way match. Is if you take out 2 opponents at once, that's what you do. And they kind of dropped the ball on that one, because that would have been probably the spot of the night, I think, if he had pulled that off.
Yeah. So after the near fall off of that facebuster, we see a butterfly swing to Devlin. So we get a lot of swings out of Joe. And then Devlin ends up throwing Joe into the corner and sends him shoulder first into the ring post. So that takes Joe out for a minute. We get to see Devlin's greatest hit number 1 onto Travis Banks. That is the Uranagi into a standing moonsault. And then we've got Joe and Mastiff in the ring with Jordan Devlin in between them, and they just start trading forearms.
Well,
Devlin catches one from this guy.
First Devlin does Joe Coffey's pose in the middle of the ring.
This was a brilliant spot. Yeah.
Brilliant camera angle and everything. He's just nodding. Then you see Joe Coffey just rise up behind him like the frickin' Undertaker.
And then he does his pose.
And Jordan Devlin, you see him mouth just motherfucker. fuck.
He knows who's behind him. He can read the crowd.
He knows. He feels it. It's such an awesome moment.
So, just a smidge later, we've got Banks over in the corner. He goes to do that spring up double stomp into, I think it was Joe that was seated in the corner.
Yeah.
But instead, Dave Mastiff catches him out of midair and delivers a German suplex. So lots of Germans from Mastiff tonight. And then Joe's next spot, he does that shotgun push. Instead of a shotgun drop kick where he does the double push onto, I think it was Banks?
Yeah.
Into the corner. And then when he turns around, Dave Mastiff lands that shotgun drop kick onto Joe into the corner. Follows it up with an Into the Void.
Yeah.
That cannonball he does onto both Joe and Banks stacked up in the corner.
Joe looks like he's ready to do the Montez Ford scream like at that moment. He's just like, ah!
Mastiff goes for a pinfall on Joe, but Devlin actually breaks up the pinfall with a moonsault off the top rope. Wow. That was great. Joe ends up hitting an All Raw Best for the Bells onto Mastiff towards the end of the match, but he hits it on the ropes, taking both of them over the ropes to the outside. Just after this, it looks like Jordan Devlin's got it in his head he's going to do a tope suicida. Comes off the ropes, and instead of jumping out of the ring, Travis Banks has already run to the corner, and he comes off with his Slice of Heaven, which is essentially a Trouble in Paradise off of the middle rope or the middle turnbuckle, right into the Kiwi Crusher. 1, 2, 3. Travis Banks is your new #1 contender. And that is the less than dramatic end to the match.
Yeah.
Great match. Very confusing.
I think the crowd was more perplexed than anybody else.
I mean, it's a shocker. Don't get me wrong.
Even then, the referee held up his arm, and I'm like, oh, there's your injury right there.
Yeah. Travis Banks is already injured. So it wouldn't be surprising to me.
The referee was jacked. It could have happened.
I wouldn't be surprised if Travis Banks never makes it to a title match because he keeps getting injured, but who knows. But that brings us to the end of the main event, and here on the NXT party, we like to rate the main event using good old-fashioned NXT. So, as our special guest, Chris, out of 5 spots of NXT, where do you rate this main event?
3.5.
3.5?
Wow. That's to me, that actually seems kind of low, but I can see where you get there.
Yeah.
What about you, Jerry?
Okay, I had to take this match as it was, which is a fatal 4-way match for the belt. So there's that level of importance there. I had to take it for the action that happened in the match, which it kept our attention. It wasn't a whole bunch of rest holds. It was a bunch of striking, bunch of grapple moves. It was a great spot-filled match. The ending leaves a little less to be desired, but sitting here replaying the match in my head and everything, and the fact that we really don't have, we still have another, 2 months till Cardiff, roughly that?
2.5, if not 3. Yeah.
Which means this Travis Banks versus Walter is going to be NXT UK television. So we're going to have another main event for that leading into going into Cardiff. So if Travis Banks is just going to be some opponent for NXT television for Walter to pretty much unseat, I'm okay with that. If it was a headlining match for an NXT UK pay-per-view, I wouldn't have been okay with it because I don't like Travis Banks as a main event performer. I just don't.
Nope, me neither.
But taking the match as it was, the action that took place, and all I gotta say, it's surprisingly, I'm gonna go ahead and give it a 4. I think a 4 is actually pretty good for it.
I'm actually going to agree. I'm going to start off at a 3.75, 3 3/4 stars, based off of the match by itself. I didn't like the ending, but I don't think it was so bad that it's worth taking any stars off of. And I'm going to give it an extra 1/4 star coming off of the back of a really great show. Well, really good, if not great show.
It was a good showcase show, if anything.
The 2 other matches that we got were great matches for what they were. So I'm going to go 4 stars as well. It wasn't the best main event, but it was really good for NXT TV. And considering we're going to get Imperium versus British Strong Style as the main event next week, this definitely couldn't overshadow that.
So this is only the beginning.
Yes. So that brings us to the end of this episode of the NXT Party, and thank you for joining us. Thank you, Chris, for being on the show. I know it is terribly awkward morning hours to be doing this, but thank you. And where can we find you on social media?
Follow me on Facebook for Renee's. Support Simple Man No Foster and 205 Live Matter. You can support Colin at Chopping Block and support Cindy, James, and Owen, and just support No DQ and just support any outlet on wrestling.
Yeah, you can find Noah on YouTube at Noah Foster 210, and you can find Colin Andrew on YouTube with his channel. That's where his Chopping Block episodes go, and that is COLIN space ANDREW, Colin Andrew.
Very impressive prediction video for Blood Money 3.
Oh, like 40 seconds. Best prediction video ever. You can also find Cindy G on YouTube at simply_C_OK. And you can find us on YouTube, our channel Aftermatch Wrestling, all one word, AFTERMATCH, Aftermatch Wrestling. That is where these videos go up first and in HD. We also occasionally have some
bonus content.
Yeah, just bonus content, stuff that only goes up on Aftermatch. We haven't been doing that so much lately because my schedule changed and it's hard to get these videos together. It's amazing we do the ones that we do. So we will have some exclusive content coming up eventually. But otherwise, we are at 84 subscribers.
Yep, 84.
16 to go, and at 100, we are going to start doing What's NXT? That's our NXT review show live. That'll be on Thursday morning, somewhere around 7 a.m. So come join us, have breakfast, and listen to us review NXT. Ask us some questions, which we will answer at the end of the video. That is the main goal of going live. Otherwise, it saves me from having to do editing, so that's nice. But if you would like to join us on a future episode of the NXT Party, be up here where Chris Mace is, and help us review a future episode of NXT UK, come have a spot of NXT with us. You can find me on Twitter. Go to nodq.com/Stefan. Or if you just want to look me up on Twitter, it's at Stefan R. Osborne, OSBORNE. As always, the R stands for restricted. You can also find the gentleman on Twitter
at NoDQ General, and also my Facebook group Armbar, all capital, ARMBAR,
exclamation point.
I dropped my pen. Join us and have some discussions. Just keep the discussions, in the group or in the actual.
Yes.
Yeah.
If you want to find us on Facebook, do it on Armbar. Don't add us because we will not accept.
No.
Facebook is a spoiler-free zone. You can also find me on Instagram now at osborne.stefan, so that's cool. I don't really have anything there, but I've got like 5 times the number of followers than people that I actually follow. I think it's pretty cool. I've got a ton of followers and I don't even fucking use Instagram. People just keep following me. I don't know why, but whatever. Cool. Thanks.
Sheer boredom.
Sheer boredom. Makes sense to me. So if you like our videos, please click the like button. That is underneath me. But if you like all of our videos, then do yourself a favor. Click the subscribe button. That's underneath Jerry. And if you are already subscribed to Aftermatch Wrestling, do yourself another favor. Click that bell icon, because as soon as we hit 100, if that happens in the next few days, it will be next week. If that happens in the next week and a few days, it'll be the week after. When we go live, that bell will let you know so you can watch us when we're on in the morning. And do us a favor, please, and click that share button, because you might be able to help us get to 100. Share us with your friends on Facebook, on Twitter, on your YouTube channel. And we are 16 away. So close.
Yep.
So close.
We've come a long way.
A long, long way. So, for the holiday, Christopher Mace. For the General, Jerry Slaughter. I am the Wizard of No DQ, Stefan Osborne. Thank you for having a spot of NXT with us, and we will see you in NXT time.
All right, y'all. Have a good morning, y'all.